Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Warriors active on trade market using $30 million All-Star, report. Chris Paul's time with the Golden State Warriors is coming to an end as they are using him as a trade bait, according to The Athletic's Anthony Slater. They've been actively searching for paths to larger-scale upgrades, using Chris Paul's non-guaranteed $30 million contract as a flexible tool. There's been talk with Paul about possibly pushing that guarantee date back from June 28 into July, if necessary, per league sources, Slater wrote on June 22. Warriors coach Steve Kerr lobbied for Paul's return as he values his leadership. Chris has been fantastic, not only on the court but the leadership. He is one of our best players. I love coaching Chris, Paul. I really hope we bring him back next year, Kerr told reporters after the Warriors season ended in a play-in loss to the Sacramento Kings on April 16. Paul, 39, was still a serviceable point guard despite his advanced age. Though he produced career-low numbers nearly across the board, 9.2 points, 6.8 assists, 3.9 rebounds, and 1.2 steals in 26.4 minutes, he was still the best backup point guard in the league. He led the Warriors in assists and steals. Paul, who arrived last offseason via trade involving Jordan Poole, sacrificed his individual numbers in the hope of contending with the Warriors. But it went all for naught as the Warriors failed to advance to the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, with Chris, like everything, Kerr told reporters following the Warriors' elimination. He's one of the most professional guys I've ever been around. The sacrifice that he made to come off the bench. The sacrifice to, for the first time in his career, not only come off the bench but at times play 18 minutes like the other night. For a Hall of Fame guy to do that and not complain, but actually do the opposite and be encouraging to the rest of the guys on the bench, and to the coaches, and to collaborate and go through the entire season, and he was incredible. While Kerr was hoping for Paul's return, the four-time champion coach and a former general manager with the Phoenix Suns understands the business side of the league. I feel lucky to have coached him and I hope I get to coach him again next year, but we'll see how it all plays out, Kerr said. If the Warriors cannot find a trade, there is a reasonable chance he gets waived, according to Bleacher Report's salary cap expert Eric Pincus. And once he does, Pincus predicts he will sign with Warriors rival Los Angeles Lakers. Chris Paul will probably be a free agent, Pincus said on Buha's block on May 20. There is a reasonable chance he gets traded or just cut by the Warriors. LeBron, James, and Paul obviously have a close relationship. There is a universe where the Lakers sign Chris Paul. I don't think it's outrageous. I would be remiss without mentioning Chris Paul as a real possibility. It makes a lot of sense to me. Is Chris coming for the minimum? I don't know. I don't want to say he comes cheap to the Lakers, but in the absence of a better offer I could see that. Klay Thompson increasingly likely to leave Golden State Warriors despite reported weak market. The Golden State Warriors trio of Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson and Draymond Green have been together for more than a decade. However, NBA free agency is increasingly likely to break up the Warriors' core even if the market isn't particularly strong. Thompson, age 34, is coming off one of the worst seasons in his career. The 6'6" wing shot under 39% from the perimeter for only the second time in his career. Furthermore, Thompson's defense took a step back and his overall effectiveness has dropped. In 4 seasons prior to back-to-back years detailed by leg surgeries, Thompson averaged 21.5 ppg while shooting 42% from the perimeter with a .116 win shares per 48 minutes, 2016-19. Since his return from those surgeries, Thompson's WS/48 is at .074 and he is shooting 39.7% from deep. Heading into NBA free agency, Thompson was reportedly looking for a 3-year contract that would help him still be one of the highest-paid guards in the NBA. Even with a market that doesn't bode well for his earning power, Thompson still appears ready to leave Golden State. Anthony Slater of The Athletic recently reported that momentum is building towards Thompson leaving the Warriors this summer for a fresh start with another franchise. Notably, it's believed Thompson would leave even if Golden State makes a competitive offer. Warriors named surprise potential trade destination for $215 million All-Star. Golden State Warriors star Klay Thompson's decision in free agency could dictate much of how the organization operates the rest of the offseason. However, Bleacher Report's Greg Swartz believes they should improve the team's firepower via trade. Swartz suggests Chicago Bulls guard and two-time All-Star Zach Lavine could present a low-cost trade target and considers the Warriors a potential surprise landing spot. Lavine would be a strong secondary scoring option alongside Stephen Curry, who needs to see his workload begin to decrease heading into his 16th season at age 36, Swartz wrote on June 23. Golden State could utilize the 29-year-old in on- and off-ball situations, as Lavine proved he can be a premier catch-and-shoot threat, 41.6% in his healthy 2022-23 season. If Thompson signs elsewhere, Lavine slides into his starting shooting guard spot. If Thompson is brought back, he could start at small forward alongside Curry, Lavine, Jonathan Kuminga, and Draymond Green. His production was not up to his typical standard, as he averaged 19.5 points and shot 34.9% from beyond the arc. Both were his lowest mark since the 2017-18 season, his first with the Bulls that came amid his recovery from a torn ACL. Lavine's injury history and contract have been points of contention for prospective teams. He has appeared in at least 65 games just twice since the ACL tear, in 2021-22 and 2022-23. Lavine is also owed roughly $138 million over the next 3 years. He is going into the third year of a 5-year, $215.1 million contract. He will count $43 million against the salary cap in 2024-25 and has a $48.9 million player option for the final season in 2026-27. That means potentially surrendering assets for a player who could walk as an unrestricted free agent in 2 years. The idea that Lavine could opt out would not be entirely negative in this hypothetical scenario, since that decision could coincide with Curry, who would be entering his age 38 season. It could also help them get off several of their more undesirable contracts. Swartz notes that Lavine's 2024-25 salary is almost identical to that of Andrew Wiggins, Gary Payton II, and Kevin Looney. All three have been linked to potential cost-cutting moves. The Warriors shouldn't have to give up any draft picks or members of their young core for Lavine, either, as the Chicago Bulls should be happy getting off his contract and continuing the retooling of the roster following the trade for Josh Giddey, Swartz wrote. This would be a low-risk way for the Warriors to upgrade and provide some insurance in case Thompson leaves in free agency. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Zach Lavine? Leave your opinion in the comments.